It's going to be a negative one, so brace yourselves, but that's just totally unacceptable from a Wolverhampton Wanderers side. I get if you get beaten by the better team, but showed absolutely no desire tonight, and West Ham wanted it more. And as professional footballers, that's simply not good enough. They let us down tonight big time. There's only really Neto and Rui who can hold the head up high. I thought Neto got on a half turn well. It was positive every time he got the ball, although it ended up with kind of ending in nothing. That positivity is something that you really want from your players, but it was just a shambles from the start. Calamitous at the back again. Vinagre is not good enough. Bolly and Saiz, I don't know what's happened to Bolly. He was untouchable at one point. Now he's just he's been dreadful for months now. Saiz is too inconsistent. We need defensive reinforcements. I can't believe that Wolves are done in the window, and I think after that performance, I think that we'll be going back in.
Well, what else can you say about that? But utterly and completely diabolical. I hate to criticise Nuno and his squad, but there is no excuses or no defence that you could possibly give for such a shoddy performance. Clearly Nuno's worst as the gaffer. Nothing in midfield. A defence completely being manhandled brilliantly by West Ham. Gotta say, credit where credit is due for the way in which they essentially bullied us, but bullied us to perfection. And it is beyond clear that the defence is a bit of a mess, with Vinagre being left exposed, Saiz defensive-wise almost being shown as a championship defender. It is not what we need, and it is not good enough.
Where do you even start? I mean, I'm going to try my hardest not to break the swear filter here, but that was just... It was humiliating. And against Man City in that first half on Monday, then, okay, fine. We were beaten by one of the best teams in the league, who've today got thrashed. And then we go away to West Ham, and lose 4-0. And Mikel Antonio is the best player on the pitch. I mean, what does that say? I know the Premier League's mental this season, but come on, man. It was pathetic. Other than the Neves shot in the end of the first half, that was probably the only creativity we had through the whole game. It was absolutely awful. And it's all right Nuno saying, okay, yeah, it's the end of one cycle at the start of another. But when that new cycle has started without any wheels, you need to kind of look at things and you think, well, let's not be too hasty here because we didn't do anything. Defensively, we looked shocking. Attacking-wise, what is there attacking-wise? There was nothing. There was no...
No, the way in which last week was, and now following from the top of that, conceding 7 goals in 2 games has to alarm everybody. I'm pretty sure it will alarm Nuno, but what's even more alarming is that we don't have anybody in midfield who can creatively become the boss and really themselves grab the side by the scruff of the neck. The next week and a half is going to be crucial, I think, for the season in terms of trying to get a new centre-half and a new box-to-box midfielder in, because if we don't, then this season could be a small bit of a struggle. Let's hope there is some sort of improvement against Fulham next week. Otherwise, no doubt alarm bells will rightfully be ringing.
We haven't really strengthened the 11. I know Semedo is going to come in and strengthen that, but looking from the team last season to this season, has it strengthened the starting 11? I'm not so sure. So I think we're going to struggle transitioning from a possession-based team to from a counter-attacking team to a possession-based team. But it's early doors. It is early doors, but that was concerning tonight. The way we just lay down and let our bellies tickle. There was no fight, so I'm sure Nuno will get into the players, but simply unacceptable from a Wolverhampton Wanderers team who's come so far. So yeah, reinforcements needed, and maybe even look at the philosophy, because we look so much better on the counter. So we just can't break teams down. We haven't got the capability to do it. So yeah, very, very disappointing. The worst performance under Nuno so far.
There was no creativity. You look at the amount of money that's been spent, and there was no creativity whatsoever in that game from a Wolves' point of view, and it's just baffling how terrible it. Nearly broke then. How baffling, how terrible that was. There's no redeeming parts whatsoever. Defensively shocking. Midfield, Didn't create a thing up front. Again, pointless. Just absolutely pointless. And it's almost like completely back to the drawing board already, and it's 3 games into the season. And did any of us see this happening? Because I certainly don't. I thought we would thrash West Ham today. West Ham without a manager. And they've schooled us, good and proper. And it's an absolute humiliation. No other words for it. I'm embarrassed tonight. Embarrassed.